Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Superhero Gamer, and today we're diving into the current Elite PvP Arena season in DC Worlds Collide. This season is all about armor break and anti-heroes, and the bonuses for these characters are huge. Every time a character applies armor break, they also gain sturdy armor for 2 turns, and all anti-hero characters get a massive 50% HP, 50% defense, and 50% attack. Keep in mind these bonuses only apply to Elite Arena. The normal arena doesn't have season buffs, so these exact comps won't perform the same there. And before we jump into these teams, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any DC Worlds Collide guides. It helps my channel a ton, and I really appreciate the support. So let's quickly break down why this season is unique. The armor break into sturdy armor. This means your team naturally gets tougher the more you apply armor break. Characters like Batman and Peacemaker become brick walls because every swing they take refreshes sturdy armor. The anti-hero buff for heroes like Peacemaker, Judomaster, Hero, Huntress, the Bride, Vigilante, Weasel, and Dr. Phosphorus are all supercharged with a flat 50% boost across their core stats. That's why the best comps this season revolve around armor break uptime and anti-hero synergy. I want to give a quick disclaimer. The teams I'm about to show are just examples for Elite Arena only. The normal arena has no seasonal bonuses, so you'll need a different setup there. Also, if you don't have every one of these characters, that's fine. Just substitute someone who synergizes with the same strategy. For example, if you don't have Judomaster yet, which none of us do, slot in Wonder Woman or Red Hood for physical damage. The key is keeping armor break rolling and protecting your carries. So the first team is going to be a full anti-hero synergy team. That's going to be Peacemaker, the Bride, Judomaster, Vigilante, Red Hood, or Huntress. This team takes full advantage of the anti-hero stat buff for the season. Everyone here gets plus 50% stats, and most of them apply armor break naturally through their rotations. So our front line is obviously going to be Peacemaker. He's going to apply armor break with his basic and fragile with Eagly, while also giving your team shelter each round. The Bride has a self heal whenever she takes sacrifice damage and buffs the team with hard hit. She even revives once per battle, making her a very sticky tank. And for the backline, Judomaster is going to be our main DPS. His passive makes him crit almost every time against armor broken enemies, and his ultimate can silence the back row middle enemies. Vigilante keeps armor break stacks extended and adds fragile when the enemies are stacked up. Finally, Red Hood or Huntress will fill in the second DPS slot. Red Hood thrives on critical chains and revives once per fight, while Huntress excels at finishing off low HP enemies in Vengeance. So why this team works? With the auto rotation system, armor break is consistently being reapplied through the basic and advanced skills, so your team is always picking up sturdy armor. Ultimates sync naturally. By the time you've generated enough energy, the enemy front line is already covered in armor break, which means Judomaster's ult crits harder. This comp is tanky, consistent, and snowballs fast thanks to the stat boost. Now let's move on to our second team. Our second team is going to be a armor break core engine. This team is going to consist of Peacemaker, Batman, Zatanna, Vigilante, and Judomaster. This team focuses on constant armor break uptime, even without the anti-hero synergy. In our front line, we're going to want Batman. Batman is a machine. Every auto attack applies armor break, which means he's stacking sturdy armor on himself every turn. Peacemaker also adds more armor break, plus fragile for bonus damage. For our backline, Zatanna is our glue here. Her ultimate applies permanent armor break to enemies, so once she fires it, those stacks will never fall off. Vigilante extends those stacks with his grenade attack, and Judomaster will convert all of this into guaranteed crits. So why this team is going to work? This lineup almost never lets armor break fall off. With Batman applying it every hit, Zatanna's permanent stacks, and Vigilante extending durations, your entire team stays covered in sturdy armor. Also, Judomaster's ult slots perfectly into this cycle. Once you've built up enough energy, you fire it into the front line already stacked with armor break, guaranteeing crits. This is going to be one of the safest, most reliable comps this season. So our next team is going to be pretty unique. It's going to be a burn/bleed team. It's going to consist of Dr. Phosphorus, Peacemaker, Weasel, Zatanna, and Red Hood. This one is for players who like long, grindy battles. Instead of going all in on a burst, you chip away with the damage over time. So our front line is going to be Dr. Phosphorus. He's going to apply burn to himself and enemies. Every turn he heals based on the stacks he has, making him deceptively tanky. Peacemaker also adds shelter and heals the team whenever an enemy dies. Weasel is going to inflict bleed once his HP drops below a certain threshold, and his multi-hit ultimate spreads it across the enemy team. Zatanna gives you a permanent armor break so that your front line always has sturdy armor, and Red Hood is going to serve as the executioner, using his crit ultimate to finish weakened enemies. So why this is going to work: every attack from Phosphorus and Weasel is spreading debuffs. While your opponents are bleeding and burning down, your team is staying healthy thanks to Peacemaker's shelter and Phosphorus's healing. And by the time you've built up energy, Red Hood can fire off his ult to secure kills. This team will win you wars of attrition. Now on to our next team. Our next team is going to be a tanky, fragile, exploiter type build. We're going to go with Peacemaker, Lex, Vigilante, Judomaster, and Wonder Woman. This is a team more for a defensive lineup that leans more into shields, shelter, and sturdy armor for the survival, while also still packing on the fragile debuff and critting for DPS. Your frontliners are going to be Peacemaker, again leading the way with armor break, fragile, and team healing. Lex doesn't apply armor break, but he gives a shield and energy support, making your team tougher to burst down. And your backline will consist of Vigilante extending armor break durations, Judomaster is going to shred the front line with guaranteed crits, and Wonder Woman adds AoE damage with a stun chance that disrupts the enemy's rotations. Why this works: this team trades some armor break volume for a much higher survivability rate. Lex's shields, Peacemaker's shelter, sturdy armor, they all layer on top of each other, making your carries really hard to kill. And Wonder Woman gives you crowd control, which is crucial for faster heavy crit enemy comps. This team isn't going to be the highest damage team, but it is incredibly safe and consistent. And those are the best elite arena teams for this season in DC Worlds Collide. To recap, we got the full anti-hero team, which is going to snowball off stat buffs. We have the armor break core engine that's going to keep debuffs rolling nonstop. The burn and bleed team wins through attrition, and the tanky fragile exploiter team is your safest defensive option. Remember, these teams are only for elite arena. The normal arena doesn't have seasonal bonuses, so you'll want different setups there. And don't forget, these are just examples. If you don't have some of these heroes, just substitute someone in who applies armor break, extends it, or helps your team survive. Which teams are you guys building this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this guide, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another DC Worlds Collide breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to